Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris the High Guy Jacobs, and today we go over Doomsday's Last Survivor's brand new game update notice that they just posted this morning on July 8th at 3:08 this morning UTC. This is going to go over, obviously, the new things they've got coming up into the game and some of their new ideas and changes that they've got bringing into the game, and that maintenance duration is going to happen tomorrow morning between 6 and 6:35 UTC. Greetings, Commander. Doomsday Last Survivors will be undergoing maintenance to implement the latest game update. There may be slight changes to the server reopening time depending on our progress. You can check the notice board for latest server status. The game version will be updated after the maintenance. Please update your game to enjoy the latest game features. Obviously, the maintenance rewards is not very much. It's not going to be down very long, but 150 gems and an extra hour of speed ups. Hey, I mean, anything for free is not bad, right? Now, the first big update that they're going to bring us is the Arena of Doom, which is obviously something that we spoke about in the last video. Go ahead and check that one out with all my opinions on it. But this is basically just your rundown of it. So it's going to go through some changes as of the 15th. There'll be a new version of Arena of Doom where we'll be facing challenges from commanders from all regions, not just the one that we're currently in. The Arena of Doom will be split up into two factions, into two tiers, the Arena of Freedom and the Arena of Glory. You'll be allocated based on your current might. The Arena of Doom will tally results and reset on a weekly basis. Commanders that stay above Platinum rank with more than 3,000 points in the Arena of Freedom before the end of a season will be promoted to the Arena of Glory in the next season. You will receive Demise coins based on your rankings or tiers at specific intervals. Demise coins can be used to redeem items at the Arena store. Demise coins will be cleared at the end of the season. So you can't save Demise coins. You have to use them every single season. You have to spend them all out at the time. Which, I mean, in my opinion, is really kind of dumb. I hate when they make you and have to clear them out every time at the end of every season. Like, let us keep them just like we did with the Doom coins. Let us stock them up and let us use them. I mean, it's better for the free-to-play players. Generous rewards related to hero armaments will be added to the new Arena store. They can be redeemed with Demise coins. The current version of the Arena of Doom will close on the 15th, and yet everything will be open to the 28th. Please use all your Doom coins before it closes. Redemption requirements will be removed. Reward redemption limits will be increased. Resource backs will be redeemed for an unlimited amount of times for those who have massively saved up Doom coins. Truth be told, I'm not excited about this Arena of Doom change. Just looking at the history of what IGG has done when they've changed things, it's really gone to benefit the whales at the cost of the player base. And as I will always say, the measure of a healthy game is how it deals to its free-to-play players. And you can see that example. You can see that shown examples in many cases. And so as soon as a game starts to turn away from its player base, its mass player base, and starts to favor the whales, and you know, don't get me wrong, that's where your money comes from, but there's a balance between where that money comes from and having your player base still be happy. And so I'm not sure if this is going to be one of those, or if it's going to fall into the same realms as what they did with the arrows and the ammo and things like that, where you can't grind. I mean, it's incredibly difficult to grind out for March skins now than it was before. Okay. Now we're going to go into number 2, new hero skins. This is something that they've spoken about a while, getting unique hero appearances while enhancing some hero skins. The first one to drop is going to be for Lewis, and it's Midnight Baron. Now, the pictures of what this will look like are available out and about. I have not been able to find them myself. I know that that Panda guy had some in his video. So if you'd like, go check him out as well and see those the appearance itself, the pictures itself. But there's not really a lot of information on how they're going to change the skills or update the skills and things like that. And I'll be honest, I think it's really one-sided that they're giving the first skin to Lewis. Since they already have Julia, who's really overpowered currently, and Lewis is still viable. He still sees a lot of play currently. So, you know, there's a plethora of other heroes they could have given it to first. The fact they gave it to Lewis doesn't really rub me the right way. But it does look good. I give them all credit for that. It looks great. So let's see what it actually does in the game. Next, we've got some Genesis War optimizations coming for the next Genesis War starting on July 19th. Obviously, we have Island Raid happening currently between the 10th and the 14th. In the new Genesis War, they'll have 3 different rankings instead of 2. So before it was rank 1 to 256 was all part of one war zone, and then 257 to the rest was all part of the third war zone. So they've split that top one up into 2 rankings, which should give better matchmaking within that elite war zone parameter. Because this will see a lot less of the 5 billion or 6 billion might alliances going up against the 18 or 17 billion alliances that are out there. So you should get some better matchmaking here. Now this one is what I'm really most questioning about, because this is not what they told us it would be in the last update. But the Central Zone opening times have now been changed to between 4 to 5 UTC and between 14 to 15 UTC. Now this is going to be, in my opinion, it's good because it provides more of a separation. Before it was like 13 to 14 and then 17 or like 18 to 19 or 19 to 20. So there wasn't a lot of variance in when those were opened originally. So now that they're split up, it's going to be a little bit better. The only problem for me is obviously this is 10 to 11, and I'm normally in bed before then because I'm old. So I'll have to stay up for those ones, which isn't too bad, but you know, it makes for a fun weekend. And then obviously it allows me to sleep in a little bit longer too, because 14 is, well, it's going to be 8 o'clock in the morning for me, so. On the last day of battle, the Central Zone of the Innermost Ring will be open for the contest only once a day for 2 hours. That'll be interesting, a nice 2-hour war zone instead of a 1-hour time frame. The rewards have since been increased, they say. Alliances that advance to the Innermost Ring will have their victory rewards adjusted to rank 1 to 4 rewards based on their point rankings. And they said they've boosted the tier and ranking rewards for War Meets War. So they have addressed some of this. We'll have to see to make sure that it actually plays out well for us. They've also changed the super weapons. This is an amazing change. I'm really happy about this. Before you had to get the super weapons and then build them up by earning points, but now they can be obtained through the Buffed Hunt event and will already be at maximum level without needing to upgrade them. So that'll be a nice little addition here, making it a nice little mechanic for the game. Now, this is something I'm a little concerned about. The rally time in Genesis War, the time required for a rally will be shortened to optimize your gaming experience. This is something we had requested that they do, because obviously when you only have 1 hour to fight, if you're waiting 5 minutes for your rallies to start, it really kind of cuts down on what you're actually able to do. So they're going to cut that down, but I also know that for one of the events during Genesis War, one of the skills was to cut down that rally time. So I'm wondering if they're going to change that too, or if that's all just going to be connected, or if they're going to get rid of that entirely. Who knows? We'll have to see. Okay, but that's all the changes to Genesis War. Next, we have some changes to AR, Archipelago Raid. They're adding an Archipelago Raid personal rating system where you can redeem rare rewards in the rating store based on your battlefield performance rating. So again, this just seems like another opportunity to give the top players more stuff. Granted, I mean, they're very vague with it, so they don't really say, but I mean, if it's based on your battlefield performance rating or your battlefield performance, obviously the ones that are better, you know, the ones that are performing better in the battlefield get better rewards. Now, don't get me wrong, that's kind of how the balance should be, but there has to be a balance between, you know, how much you're giving to the people who are already at the top, just packing on more of it, right? Optimized squad displays in the recovery of Pompeii, so your squads will be green, LS squads will be blue, and enemy squads will be red. Finally, if I can say anything, finally, there should be much less confusion now. However, the fact that we still have AR colored the way that it is doesn't make any sense to me. And the fact that we can still attack our faction members after we're in a faction doesn't make sense to me. So those are changes that I would request, but who knows what IGG will do. Added a third construction queue perk to the 30-day premium pass to speed up shelter development. See, this is something that I can get behind only because this helps the smaller free-to-play player. Or the smaller, not free-to-play, but maybe less-to-play player. I mean, don't get me wrong, once you get to a higher level, once you're into your like a position like me where I only have 4 buildings left to complete in total before I'm max 25 on everything, it's not going to do anything for me. But for younger players, newer players, or people who buy the 30-day premium pass, to add that third construction queue perk could really, really bump up their speed. At least in the early game when it's kind of really lacking. So that's kind of a good addition. I like that for the free player. Next, they've added legendary gathering hero Sarah Vandermeer to the radar station store. So that'll be the next one. That's a good addition. Listening to the player base on that one. There's a new Radiant event, Radiant Games event. I anticipate this will be another one of those spend $10, get a skin, participate in one of those huge things for the chance at a legendary skin. You know, we've done them before. They had one for the Midsummer event, I believe it was. And like Christmas, they've done these types of things before, so we'll have another event coming there. There's a total new Bio Warrior troop skin for the infantry squad, which is cool. And then they've optimized the description of Chasey's passive skill, Lashing Whip. So the skill or the effect has not been changed, but they've made it a little bit clearer so people can understand what it does a little bit better. There's some other bug fixes and optimizations that they kind of leave out here, as per the usual. But other than this, it's kind of a mediocre update. There's not really any super big changes that I'm really worried about outside of the Arena of Doom. I'm excited for the Lewis skin. I've seen it on picture and it looks really cool already, so I'd really like to see it in action. However, I am a little concerned that it's going to be heavily paywalled. You know, if it's like the helicopter and it's $500, I mean, you'll see the effect be a lot less simple. As Panda said it, and I really appreciate what he said here, I'm excited until I get spanked with it. So like that, I'm excited about it until I see it in battle and it ends up beating my face. You know what I'm saying? So there are some changes there. Obviously, Genesis War, we'll have to see how it plays out. They changed a couple of things, the opening times and stuff like that. But again, I think these are pretty mediocre changes. I'm concerned about this personal rating system a little bit here. But obviously, as you participate more, it's less of a problem. Other than that, there's really not much to talk about. That's it, guys. That's it for the game update notice. Thanks very much for hanging in there. Thanks very much for tuning in. If you like what you saw, or if you have any opinions on the update yourself, go ahead and hit the comment section below. Let me know what you think. Other than that, hit the like button. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you haven't yet, make sure you click that notification bell so you can get all the updates when they happen. And other than that, guys, love, peace, chicken grease, and for everybody else, stay lifted.